Hello everyone and welcome to my page, Messages from Venus. The board is absolutely horrible in the back because I'm filming right with my small little table. So I'm going to move this a little bit. Let me see. You can see my leg because I film horribly. There you go. Maybe if I move it here. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys can see that. But this, you guys, is the review of the Arthur Rackham Oracle cards. I've had this deck for a long time. I did like the 3 little videos that I recorded the love section of the 3 little videos that I made for August 2016. I don't have the best time in the month of August, and I tried to push myself to do the readings. And when I am not feeling so well, I don't do readings. People that purchase readings from me know that in the month of August because I let them know that. But thankfully, people were just ordering items from me this month. But anyway, to make a long story short, I wanted to make a review of the of the deck because it's absolutely fucking fantastic. This Arthur Rackham, he was the illustrator behind a lot of the Grimm fairy tales or fairy tales. I'll show you here. This is the deck. I know I do horrible videos, but this is the deck. This used to be him. Clearly he passed away in 1939. And I'll show you the book that I bought. I bought this at Barnes & Noble's because I wanted to know a little bit more about him because I didn't know a lot about him. But this is the back, and it says, I'm going to read the first paragraph. It says, the brothers Grimm, Jacob, and Wilhelm were German academics, linguistics, and cultural researchers. Though they were legendary, of course, for their storytelling, they collected and recorded stories from the wide wealth of European folk tales, and their aim was to retell the tales exactly as they heard them. The work of the brothers Grimm popularized such classics as Cinderella, the Frog Prince, Hazel and, well, oh my god, Hazel, Hansel and Gretel, Rapunzel, Rumpelstiltskin, and Snow White. So, just in case you guys don't know, these are the brothers that basically gave birth to what Disney is today and all of the stories that are always being shown and repeated time and time again, okay? So, that's that. But Arthur Rackham, this is the book, and it has like the fairy tales in him. Arthur Rackham is responsible for the illustrations of the stories, like these little illustrations and these little illustrations like this. Let me see if I can find more. These little illustrations, Arthur Rackham was responsible for these initial illustrations. These were the very first illustrations of the stories that you see all the time, right? And so this book is a collection of the stories, or it's small tales. And I actually think that this picture is one of the cards, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, hold on. Like, see right here, this is Hansel and Gretel. And then it has a message at the bottom. So this is really cool that they put this deck together with actual divination messages. And I find this deck to work really well with... I live in the city, you all, just so you all know. I find this deck to go very well with love readings. And what has to do with anything that has to do with love, actually. And a little bit of career. And it has a little bit of like cardomancy because it has, I mean, these are cards, but it has, oh, I guess not. I guess it doesn't have that. But the depiction of the cat, let me see. Nope. Where's the cat? Where is the cat? I just had the damn cat. Gee. I hate this. Because I didn't prepare myself. I don't like to prepare myself for these videos. So, anyway, I just like the fact that they put these together so nicely. And it just, the illustrations go together so nicely. Some of the illustrations freak people out because they're so fucking blunt, and this deck is very blunt. So if you're not ready to hear blunt, then I don't know what to tell you. It's probably not going to be the deck for you. Let's see. Jeez, that is the absolute worst. Like, I just had the picture of the cat. It's Hansel and Gretel right here. Okay, I probably won't find the picture of the cat. Because, of course, when you're looking for something, the picture never shows up. Because that's just life. Playing me. Anyway, but if you guys are interested in the books, you guys can get this book. And it's called The Complete Grimm's Fairy Tales, illustrated by Arthur Rackham. So that you can see the illustrations of... And like the stories, and read the stories and see the original illustrations. That's going to be bugging me the entire freaking time. Anyway. The picture I was looking for was this, but in the book. And here it says stability, sure-footedness, or sure-footedness. When you order the cards, you can choose the different backings of the cards, which is pretty cool. This is the one that I chose right here. I'm going to just do a small flip through so that you guys can see the cards. They don't come like this. I made this. And if you know the stories well enough, you'll be able to connect them one by one. And then the messages are pretty clear and concise. It's just the font they use. It's the only thing I don't like about this deck. It's the font they use at the bottom. So they have a word. Like, for example, this is polarity, and it says a changed atmosphere. So where it says changed atmosphere, the font they use there can sometimes be a little and like you can't really see it sometimes, just to give the message. But if you want, this deck can also be used intuitively. I would not trim this deck for the life of me. This is a beautiful deck. Some of the illustrations, some of the illustrations are exactly, well, they, not some, but all of them are exactly how they used to be. It's just they have a little bit of color inside of them. And so they look a little strange as opposed to like the artwork that is shown in other oracle or tarot cards today. See, this is like Snow White, this is the dwarfs, and this is Compassion, a light in the dark. And I love, like, you can give a reading with this deck and not use tarot cards. It's fantastic. But just beware that it's going to smack you in the face with reality. It doesn't cut any corners just because it's, you know, fairy tales and the depictions are fairy tales. It doesn't cut corners with anybody. This deck is also good to use with like fairy themed cards if you want. It doesn't give you a description as to like how to use the cards. It just brings this little card that talks about Arthur Rackham. And it also has, like, it's beautiful. It also has indicators. Like, for example, it has the female indicator. I mean, significator. So you can literally do a complete spread with this deck. I don't know. I don't remember how many cards it brings in the deck, but you can do a spread using the significators and do like a grand tableau of some sort, and that will work just fine. or like a gypsy spread and give somebody a reading without using tarot cards. You can use this as like that as well. Another way that I feel a lot of people probably won't feel comfortable is not using the significators. Like, the significators are there for a reason. And I feel like the deck has that attitude, like, it has to be used. For you to be able to get, like, a really good reading with the deck, this is one of those decks that you need to follow its instructions and how it likes to be treated. I feel. I don't know if it works like that with anybody or for anybody else. So I just wanted you guys to see it. It shuffles very well. I'll show you as well. You can shuffle it like this. Or you can shuffle them like this. And they don't bend. Holy shit. I've shuffled these so many times and they don't fucking bend. There's nothing that can bend these cards. Nothing. See that? And they're still good. They don't bow is what I'm trying to say. Look, they don't bow. There's no bow in them. I absolutely love this deck. I would recommend anybody to get it, especially if you do like daily draws for yourself. You can do daily draws for these and use the significator. I've done that. I think the only way that this deck reads really well for me is if I use the significators. If not, my life is over. Like, like it won't. And you can try it. You can try it out. Like, it won't give you an answer to the question that you're asking it. It won't cooperate with you in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if it's like that with everybody else, but it's like that with me. So just so you guys know, this is the Rackham deck. It's highly recommended. It's one of those decks that I will never grow apart from, only because it plays both light and shadow as well. Let me move it here. It plays both light and shadow as well. You can just because it's a fairy tale deck doesn't mean that you can't read with it and still be serious about your creations and the questions they have or the concerns that they have. It's also great because for intuitive readers, such as myself, sometimes you just look at the card. You don't really have to look at the message, and you can know exactly what it is. This deck is just like that. So, it's highly recommended. You guys can go out there and get it. I forgot who the publisher is, but this deck is called the Rackham deck, and this is how you spell his last name. Right here. Oh, yep, there you go. So that's that. You guys can zoom in and get it. If you Google it, I think it's like Duck Soup. I think Duck Soup Publishings. I can't speak. But that's that. Thank you so much for watching.